Hello everybody. So today we have got us some smoked Gouda. We got us some sharp Wisconsin cheddar. We got us a little bit of Asiago. And just for some creaminess, we have some Fontina. And for a touch of more creaminess, we actually have some cream cheese. And that's probably the least fancy of them all. But let's go ahead and grate these things up now. So we're going to start with the Asiago. And I'm going to go ahead and grate it up. And now onto I believe this is the smoked Gouda. Yes, that is the smoked Gouda. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now though, that Asiago smells like feet. I don't know if other people have that same sense, but that it doesn't smell the best. It tastes good. It just doesn't have the best smell. It's probably not the worst smelling cheese, but it's still kind of a weird smell. It's the first time you grate it up. Now you could obviously go with any style of cheese you want. I wanted to get two yellows, two whites to kind of come out with this, not quite like this yellow color, but kind of like a mix between yellow and white. So that's why I went with these. And also I was walking through the grocery store and they just kind of caught my eye. So now that that's all taken care of, all right, so now that's all taken care of. Now, so what we have here is, I believe we have Asiago here, and then I believe this one is the Fontina, then the Gouda, and then the extra sharp cheddar. So now let's turn to, now I would normally go with I wanted to kind of do more fresh, and I would have gotten the tomatoes and the green chilies, but I couldn't find any green chilies that I could actually use that were comparable to what they use in the Rotelle. So I went with the Rotelle, but I'm going to go ahead and add a single habanero just for a little bit of a kick. It should give a lot of a kick, honestly. And then I got some, I can't remember what these peppers are. They start with an F, but they're just below the habanero, and they're kind of like a sweet and spicy. So I'm gonna go ahead and add those, and yeah, make sure I get all. I know y'all are watching me cut this pepper. This is the first time I've ever cut up a habanero, and it's such a weird shape. So I'm not gonna do any better with this other one though. So I'm not trying to say that I will. And look at me trying to get those seeds out. Yeah, it's like a caveman trying to. I had no good analogy to go there. So that's okay. So next we're gonna jump over to the stove. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, and if you're one of those people that just needs to know how much goes in, I don't know, like 3 tablespoons, quarter cup. It's not a whole lot. I literally, if you're using a bigger pan than me, quarter cup, that size pan, and you can go with like 3 tablespoons. It's not that bad. And then we're gonna go. I like to butterfly cut my chicken. It cooks it a little bit faster. And hey, nah, don't you do that, cat? You stay. And then so yeah, and then we'll I can only fit 2 in there. I really wish I would have used a bigger pan, but hey, we're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt. We're gonna hit the chicken, and we're gonna go ahead and hit that water over there. By the way, that is 10 quarts of water or whatever. This is just about 10 quarts. I'm not exactly sure. I honestly just filled it up. But now that it's rolling boil, we're going to use some Rotelle pasta. I don't know how to say that. Creme, whatever. Rotelle style. I feel like the Rotelle style really holds onto the cheese a little bit better. So that's kind of I always kind of go with that. If you watch the previous video where I made the cheaper version of this, yes, that's chicken, Patrick. We're going to actually let that cook. We want to get some of those brown bits on the bottom. So, but yeah, once this is done, then I'll go ahead and toss on the others. I got 2 more chicken breasts to throw in there. And all right, so now that you see I've chopped up a bunch of the chicken, I've actually cubed it into, I don't know what size, half-inch cubes or less than that. I want it small enough so that it incorporates itself into every bite, or a few pieces in every bite. Normally I would go as far as to shred it, but honestly I just didn't feel like going through the process of that. It's honestly one of the best ways to go about it. You get the chicken mingles so much better with everything. So I fully recommend, if you have the time, to go ahead and shred it. But if you don't, I have hungry people waiting on me, so I just went ahead and did it this way. And it's a lot of chicken. That's a lot of chicken. I actually still have 2 more chicken breasts over there. I don't know if that's gonna fit in there. That's what she said. All right, so, and now that the noodles have cooked, we are gonna go ahead and add our cheese. So starting with the no wait, that's the Asiago. No, that's Fontana. That's the Gouda. Then we're gonna go with the Wisconsin cheddar. Then we'll go with the Asiago, the foot cheese. Wow, this doesn't look like it's actually gonna fit, and it does. It ends up fitting, but it's so dang close. I recommend a larger bowl if you're gonna go with a big batch that I'm making, where I use 2 boxes of noodles. So I would fully recommend that you go with a larger pot. I actually thought this one was big enough, but I was wrong, like I am a lot of times. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna incorporate this, and then I'll start adding in the Rotelle. Like I said, I was gonna go fresh, but this is the easier route. This is actually fire roasted Rotelle, so maybe it gives it a little extra kick. I don't know. Probably tastes exactly the same as the other Rotelle. So like I'm gonna do with the cheese, I gotta slowly kind of just lift it and turn it and fit it in there. Now it's time to add the cream cheese. That's one thing I didn't add whenever I added the other cheeses. I'll be honest with you, I forgot about it. So I'm adding the whole one. Now if you're doing half this batch, then obviously you would just put in a half. You can still use the same amount of cheese. All depends on how cheesy you want it. But now it's time to, my phone. That was my phone. That was my phone. Somebody knew I was recording. So, yeah, just gonna go ahead and incorporate this massive amount of chicken that I don't know how I'm fitting all this stuff in there. And I can't forget the peppers. I almost forgot those. So make sure to take care of those. And let's see. Yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and mix all this up until it's all mingled. And all right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and turn up the heat. Go ahead and get that thing going, get that heat going. And Patrick, it'd probably help if you actually lit it first before. Yeah, new gas stove owner, sorry. And finally, I'm gonna go ahead and add in the last bit of chicken. So I went with chicken breasts. You can do white meat, dark meat. They say dark meat stays the moistest. I kind of prefer white meat, so that's why I went with white meat. Now I'm going to go ahead and incorporate all of this, make sure it gets all mixed in. Now, one thing you're going to want to do, and I forgot to record it, but you're going to want to add, or I added a cup of water, a can of water. But what you really, I think so I incorporated a can of water, but what you're going to want to do is go ahead and put in, say, like a can of milk. I honestly think a can of milk would actually work out better. And it's pretty much right there. So what I'm going to do is, what the hell are you? Don't know what you are. You're getting out of here. Yeah. So I have a bunch of hungry people sitting behind me, as you have probably noticed in the background. So I'm going to feed these young men. And yes, I will see you guys next time. And sorry, this is my first voiceover, so it was a bit awkward and everything like that. So, like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like the meal. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my mess, and see you guys next time.